Do you ever sit at your desk, typing an email, and suddenly feel like you're not breathing? Not because of a panic attack, not because of smoke, but because of someone sitting 5 feet away from you. That was me, 3 months into my job. And the suffocation? His name was Alex. The first day I met him, he smiled and said, "Hey bro, I'm chill. I mind my business. Let's just keep it professional." Sounded perfect. I smiled back and said, "Same here." But it didn't take long to realize his idea of minding his business meant minding mine too. My screen, my files, my lunch breaks, my coffee choices, everything was under silent surveillance. Once, during a break, I was sipping tea. He looked over and said, "While you're sipping tea, your competitors are building empires." I laughed and said, "Then let 'em. I like my tea more than their empires." But he wasn't laughing. Here's the thing about Alex. He didn't need to shout to control the room. He just had to frown. He didn't say, "Do it my way." He said things like, "We're a family here. Everyone pulls their weight." But in his family, disagreement meant betrayal. He never asked what I thought. Never said, "How would you do it?" He only asked, "How fast can you get this done?" One time, I stayed 2 extra hours finishing a task he dumped on me last minute. Next morning, "No thanks, just, you forgot the footer alignment. Pay attention, bro." You ever feel like you're trying to win the approval of someone who built the finish line 10 feet further every time you get close? That's what it felt like. Eventually, I started questioning myself. Maybe I was too slow. Maybe I wasn't creative enough. Maybe Alex was just pushing me to be better, right? Wrong. That's what manipulation feels like. It doesn't punch you. It slowly convinces you that you deserve the punch. 2 a.m. A random Tuesday. He sends me a voice note. "Got this insane idea. Can't sleep. We need to pitch it first thing tomorrow." Well, bro, I love innovation. But I also love my pillow and my mom. And the fact that I'm not a robot. I started doing some research. Not on the project. On him? I stumbled on something called the dark triad: narcissism, Machiavellianism, psychopathy. Guess which one matched him perfectly? Machiavellianism. Strategic charm, emotional detachment. Everything's a transaction. He'd say, "I helped you last week, remember? So now it's your turn. Since when is kindness a debt? Since when is teamwork a contract?" Worst part? Nothing was ever his fault. Project failed? My planning? Team stressed? My attitude. Internet down. Somehow. Still me. Even silence was dangerous around him. Because if you weren't praising him, you were probably plotting something. But what really cracked me wasn't the long hours. It was the slow death of my identity. I stopped suggesting ideas, stopped making jokes, stopped being me. One day, I told a therapist, "I think I'm just lazy. I can't keep up." She said, "You're not lazy. You're just burning all your energy trying to stay small enough to survive." That hit me like a reset button. So here's what I've learned. Red flags don't always shout. Sometimes they whisper. "Don't be so sensitive. It's just a joke. You wouldn't get it." And over time, you go from being vibrant and opinionated to quiet, agreeable, gray. But if you ever feel like you have to lose yourself just to be tolerated, then maybe you're not in a workplace. Maybe you're in a cage. Now you tell me, ever worked with someone who slowly suffocated your soul? Drop your story in the comments. Don't name names. Just maybe save someone else from living your story.